Arsenal skipper Mikel Merino contributed with a huge goal for his national team Spain after being super influential as a forward for the Gunners in the last month. As he set an interesting stat which compares him to the likes of Harry Kane, Erling Haaland and Lautaro Martinez. At the same time, bad news came from Italy as Riccardo Calafiori twisted his knee awkwardly in the Nations League game against Germany, concerning the whole Arsenal fan community. This is all the latest news about Arsenal Football Club on Now Arsenal. During Italy's 2-1 defeat to Germany in the European competition's quarter-finals, the defender Calafiori was forced off in the 92nd minute with an apparent knee injury. While attempting to track back in defence, Calafiori slipped awkwardly, prompting fears of a serious issue. The former Bologna centre-back, who has become a key player for both Arsenal and the Italian national team, left the pitch unassisted, which could be taken as a positive sign. But the unnatural twisting of his left knee has sparked caution. Given his history of knee operations, both Arsenal and Italy are closely monitoring his condition. Italy head coach Luciano Spalletti addressed the situation post-match, stating, "We still don't know if he's injured. Ricky feels something strange in his knee, but we still don't know." Calafiori will undergo further medical assessments in the coming hours to determine the extent of the injury. While the severity remains unclear, Arsenal and Italy will be hoping for positive news as both prepare for crucial fixtures in the coming months. The Gunners will return to action next week in the Premier League against Fulham on April 1st, but it's the Champions League quarter-final clash against Real Madrid that looms large for Arsenal. Europe's premier competition represents their best chance of winning a trophy this season, as they've now fallen 12 points behind Liverpool in the Premier League title race. Yes, injuries have plagued the team for more or less the whole season so far, but on the other end of the spectrum, one of the huge positives is surely Mikel Merino. The Spanish international struck a late winner against the Netherlands in a highly contested game in Rotterdam. Spain took an early lead against the run of play when Hato was dispossessed by Lamine Yamal. The young winger quickly fed his Barcelona teammate Pedri, who squared the ball to Nico Williams. The Athletic Bilbao forward made no mistake, blasting home in the 9th minute. Despite the early setback, the Netherlands steadily gained control, dominating possession for much of the first half. Their persistence paid off in the 28th minute when Cody Gakpo fired a low shot into the net after a well-crafted move sparked by Jeremy Frimpong's driving run. The Dutch maintained their momentum after the break and needed just 1 minute to take the lead. Once again, Frimpong was at the heart of the action, charging into the Spanish box before setting up Tijani Reinders. The AC Milan midfielder produced a sublime finish into the far corner past Unai Simon. Spain struggled to break down the Dutch defence in the second half, but the game shifted in the 82nd minute when Hato received the red card for a horrific tackle against Robin Lenormand. With a numerical advantage, La Roja piled on the pressure and it finally paid off in stoppage time. Bart Verbruggen could only parry a Williams effort into the path of Arsenal man Merino, who slotted the rebound into an empty net in stoppage time. Merino, who has stepped up as a makeshift striker for Arsenal in the absence of Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus, joked earlier this week that he is getting a taste for playing up front. In an interview with The Guardian, Merino revealed the decision to use him in that role wasn't seriously considered until the very morning of the Leicester City game, just 3 days after Havertz's injury. In that match, he came off the bench and scored twice in a 2-0 win. Having earned praise from Arsenal legend Ian Wright for his contributions, Merino believes he is adapting well to the role, learning to see the game from a different perspective and engaging in physical battles with defenders. "I'm getting used to being a centre-forward, fighting with the centre-backs, feeling them hit you from behind," Merino admitted. "You're always at a disadvantage and they try to intimidate you physically from start to finish, even when the ball isn't there. It's more of a mental challenge than playing in midfield because it's a direct duel. But I'm adapting, and if there's one thing I've always been, it's a battler. I like the contact. I never back down." The really interesting trend with Merino's goal-scoring form since playing as a striker for Arsenal is that he's actually scoring more than some of Europe's very best number 9s. Since that game at the King Power Stadium on February the 15th, Merino has scored 5 goals in total, 2 against Leicester and 1 against each of Chelsea, PSV and the Netherlands. For that same period, Harry Kane, Lautaro Martinez are both on 3 and Erling Haaland with 2 are all scoring less than Arsenal's new fan favourite. In other news, Alexander Isak, another fantastic goal scorer, is hoping to make a big impact for his country, has raised Arsenal fans' hopes of a move to the Emirates this summer with his latest statement. The Swedish striker has long been on Arsenal's radar, with Mikel Arteta reportedly prioritising a marquee striker signing in the summer. Isak sits at the top of the Gunners' wish list, but Newcastle are expected to resist any bids, valuing him at over £100 million. The Magpies are also planning contract talks at the end of the season to secure his long-term future. When asked about Arsenal's interest, Isak reaffirmed his commitment to Newcastle, but also emphasised his desire to play in the Champions League, something Arsenal are on course to guarantee while Newcastle remain in a battle for qualification. There's not much to say really, Isak told Swedish media Fotbollskanalen on Wednesday. I've commented on my situation and my security in Newcastle several times. It's been written how much I love the city and the club, how well I feel there. I'm not thinking about the future, I just want to perform for Newcastle. Now we won the cup, but we want to finish strong and qualify for the Champions League. That's where my focus lies. Isak recently helped Newcastle end their 70-year trophy drought, scoring in a 2-1 victory over Liverpool at Wembley to lift the Carabao Cup. The striker has yet to return to Newcastle since the triumph, having joined the Sweden squad for international duty immediately after the final. Things like that can't be described. I think you can only imagine how it feels, but it's an incredible feeling. Wembley packed with all the Newcastle fans there. I'm looking forward to seeing what Newcastle is like as a city after that. I haven't been back yet. And with Arsenal almost certain to qualify for the Champions League and Newcastle's future uncertain, Isak's stance could offer a glimmer of hope for the Gunners as they prepare for a busy summer window. And with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe to Now Arsenal and check more information on our media channels, the NowArsenal.com website, and our socials across Instagram, Twitter and Facebook you can find in the description below. Thank you for watching and see you on the next video when we bring you more news on Arsenal Football Club.